So let me open this up to our guests who are joining us. Sanju Verma is national spokesperson of the BJP. Supriya Srinath, national spokesperson of the Congress Party, in charge of the social media cell of the Congress Party. Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, joining us, and Amitabh Sinha is a senior lawyer with the Supreme Court. Supriya Srinath, the contention of the BJP is that you cannot question the timing for two reasons. One, that this was a court-ordered attachment of properties. This is not the ED acting on a limb. Two, that this case has been in the public domain since 2015. So for the last 8 years, people of India are well acquainted with this case. So how can you question the timing now? Because it's been there for close to a decade now.
So you've actually answered your question partially, and my apologies, I couldn't reach your camera. I was on my way from Bikaner to Jaipur in the middle of an election. There are two things that I want to say up front, and then I'm going to answer all questions directly. The first thing that I want to say is that Young India, or the National Herald newspaper, was the voice of India's freedom movement. And we are extremely proud of the fact that we still stand for its masthead, which is freedom is in peril and defended with all its might, and there is no compromise on that. The reality also is that this is a very nefarious activity of the BJP. I mean, who are they trying to fool here? The reality is that Subramanian Swamy had lodged a complaint, and they took 7 years. It took them 7 years to finally find a case when Subramanian Swamy began becoming rogue against the BJP as its member of parliament and had a fallout with them. That apart, I think, you narrated the entire sequence of events. What you forgot to tell your viewers is that Young India is a Section 25 company, which means it's a not-for-profit organization. I will simply ask you one question. I may hold a share of Reliance Industries that does not give me the right to open a shop in JioMart. It's quite as simple as that. And share or debt to equity transfer happens in economic and finance world all the time. Some of the biggest deals in India have happened through that route. The reality is that both Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi ji are directors on Young India. They own no assets of AJL. They have got not a single paisa from the rent of AJL properties, which continue to be AJL's properties. So what is this brouhaha about? And I will also quote 3 very small points before you move any further. There is no proceed of crime. There is no shareholder who has said that they are deprived of any assets. There is no asset transfer. There is no income transfer. Where is the proceed of crime? I mean, what exactly is this case all about?
No.
The reality is you have a rattled BJP, and I will only end by saying this. You have a rattled BJP that is facing rout in election going state, and this is yet another tactic.
The contention of the Enforcement Directorate before the court was that a Section 25 not-for-profit company, by merely paying 50 lakhs to a political party, managed to get the assets of a company that owed 90 crores to that political party. One second, can I finish? This is the contention. This is the contention by the ED before the court, that by paying 50 lakhs, a not-for-profit company managed to acquire crores of property of a indebted company, a company that was indebted to a political party. Two simple questions. Why was a political party lending loans to a newspaper publication company, number one? Number two, how can a not-for-profit company, by merely paying 50 lakhs, get assets worth thousands of crores?
So that's where you are wrong. I don't think you are understanding the very basis of how finance is working in this country and how the partnership really is.
I want to come in now. This can't be a monologue by the
How
Congress.
rubbish!
One second, one at a time. One at a time, please.
How
one at a
rubbish!
time.
How
One at a
rubbish.
time. One at a time. 1 second.
Please don't shout and yell. You will have your turn to speak. You can shout
I
louder
don't
than me
need
if
a
you have
lecture
to
from you.
on the basis
I
of
don't
your
need a
argument.
lecture from you.
Don't shout and yell here.
Don't give me a bhashan.
One at a time. Let's go one at a time, please. Supriya, finish, and then after that, Sanju Verma. Yeah.
There are only 2 simple points I need to make here. That's how a not-profit organization is founded. You have an issue with how Section 25 companies are founded. That's the way it is done. And let me remind you again, I don't think you're getting the very basic premise of law here. AJL owns its own properties. The Young India directors don't get a paisa out of AJL, of their rents or other income. and they do not become owners of that property. That is where the argument is flawed. The ED has said it in the court, all right, but wo Brahmavakya nahi hai, which is why it
Okay.
is being contested in
So,
courts.
Sanju
Understand
Verma,
now.
a
It's
not-for-profit
simple as
company, it does not get either dividends or share in profits, or even if assets were to be diluted, that those monies will not go to the directors of this not-for-profit company. So where is the criminality? Where is the proceeds of crime? That's the question from the Congress party.
Zaka, we are 11 minutes into the debate and I did not heckle and I need my time. First and foremost, if Supriya Srinath understands finance, then Rahul Gandhi is Albert Einstein, I am Lady Victoria, and Zaka Jacobs is Elvis Presley. But that's not the case here. Let's be very clear. I will just answer very quickly, the question that you asked me, and my answer will expose the Congress falsehoods and the false narrative being peddled on this count. Point number one, is AJL, Associated Journals Limited, a Section 8 company? It ceased to be a Section 8 company in April 2008 when it stopped publishing National Herald newspaper and started relying for its existence solely on the rental income that it used to receive. Point number one. Point number two, is Young Indian a Section 25 company? No, Young Indian is not a Section 25 company because the ED has said this, and this point was made in the various petitions put forth to the Delhi High Court, to the Supreme Court, to the Patiala House Court over the years. A Section 25 company engages only in charitable activities and not in commercial or profitable enterprises. The Enforcement Directorate, when it questioned Rahul Gandhi last year in 2022 August, it asked, since you claim that Young Indian is a Section 25 company, can you tell us the charitable activities conducted by Young Indian from the date that it was set up on the 23rd of November 2010 to 2022 as we speak now? There was not a single charitable activity that Rahul Gandhi could quote which justifies a Section 25 tag to Young Indian. So the two limited points I am making are, AJL started off as a Section 8 company, but once it became a real estate company in 2008 April, it ceased to get the benefits that accrue to a Section 8 company.
Okay.
Young Indian is a privately closely held family enterprise and is not a Section 25 company.
No.
These are my first
Two
points.
contentions. One second. Two contentions. ED has claimed that this is a Section 25 company. Now, if you
Can
have a
I
problem,
finish,
no, one
Zaka?
second. Give me 30 seconds, please. ED has claimed in multiple petitions that they've filed, affidavits that they've filed before different courts that Young Indian is a Section 25 company. Now, if you have a problem with which companies are registered under Section 25, ED is well within its right to challenge that in court. Now, that is point number one. Point number two is, where is the criminality? Where is the allegation that a crime was committed and the
coming to
proceeds
that.
of the crime were used to buy these properties or to usurp these properties? That's the allegation.
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Zaka, you made such a lengthy rebuttal in the middle of what I was saying.
No, I
did not
didn't.
see
I
you
just
with
took
no
30
offense to
seconds.
none.
Go ahead.
With no offense to you, Zaka, I did not see you making these kind of lengthy rebuttals when
No, I
Congress,
did. I rebutted when
was talking
Supriya asked
gibberish.
as well. I rebutted absolutely when Supriya asked as well. Please go ahead.
Can I please finish?
Yeah, make
Thank
your
you.
point.
Let me be very clear. The Enforcement Directorate का वाक्य ब्रह्म वाक्य नहीं है, but the Supreme Court, the Metropolitan Court, the Delhi High Court, the Patiala House Court, has anyone bothered to ask why is it that repeatedly every court, every single judicial system has refused to quash criminal proceedings against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi? They went to the Supreme Court in 2016 begging, please quash the criminal proceedings in the National Herald case. Justice Kehar, who was then the CJI, said nothing doing. They went to the Supreme Court in 2018. The Supreme Court refused to quash criminal proceedings. They went to the Supreme Court in 2019. The Supreme Court refused to quash criminal proceedings. And I'll tell you why. I think the most interesting bit is this. The Enforcement Directorate has alleged, and I say not alleged, but this is a Brahma Vakya, or Suniya Dhyan se. Associated Journals is in possession of proceeds of crime in the form of immovable properties to the tune of rupees 661.69 crore spread across Mumbai, Delhi, Lucknow and Patna.
Okay.
And young Indian is in the possession of proceeds of crime